Colorado Cuts was developed probably when I was 12 years old. Couldn't find a haircut in Fort Collins. For my 12th birthday, I asked my mom for a pair of clippers and I started cutting hair then. It just developed into a passion and I've been cutting hair ever since. I am very conscious of everybody's sensitivities, whether that's their politics or family issues, things that go on in their lives, and I allow this to be a safe place for them to talk and to feel comfortable and understood, mostly just heard. I always let people know, I'm here to listen. You're sitting there, you're so close to them, and it's a very intimate setting. It's one-on-one, and they have 20 minutes to talk to you, and usually you kind of get into the deep stuff. I have a front view seat of their lives and what they're doing. I opened up during the pandemic, and it was scary. There was a lot of ups and downs. There were times where I think my first month I made $400. For a few months there, it was all me. I was here 6 days a week, and it was draining, and I didn't know if we were going to make it some days. Some days with those COVID numbers going up and down, it was just a shot in the dark. But now people want to come out, they want to get haircuts, and so naturally we made more money and we've done well.
My name is Leanna Valadez. I have been here in Fort Collins for a little over 20 years. 6 years this November of me opening our bar and lounge. And what is our bar? That is a loaded question. On the surface, we are the only LGBTQ plus bar in all of Northern Colorado. But it's more than that. It's not just a bar. It's also the only brick and mortar, physical location for people that are under that acronym of LGBTQ, right? So we have town hall meetings, we bring in our local state representatives, we discuss ballot initiatives when it comes time for voting. We've had weddings here, we've had memorials here, we've done charity auctions, we've done all sorts of stuff. I mean, what bar do you know hosts a town hall meeting, right? You don't normally mix politics and alcohol, that's a bad plan. But we pull it off, because it's the only community space that we have. There's been times where it's been really tough. That was, hurting my bank account. And then almost as if on cue, someone will come up and throw their arms around me and cry on my shoulder and tell me that this space means everything to them and that they feel like they can be who they really are. And that is just enough juice to get through the day and get through the month and the year and keep doing it because it's bigger than me.
My name is Becky Lauritsen. I'm a licensed professional counselor and I'm the very proud founder of Iomi. It's an I-O-Me instead of an I-O-U, and our entire purpose is to create guilt-free self-care for everyone. The first step to self-care is our mental health, and we address that by offering individual coaching, counseling, psychoeducation, and even group support as well. What we do is we take a preventative approach to our mental health. This year and a half has thrown us a loop, right, to say the least, and I have seen an influx in a lot of what we usually hear, which is stress, anxiety, overwhelm, depression, any and everything that can happen, but now we've seen it be even more intense. And so the last year and a half, we've really been able to support men, women, especially moms as well, with being able to figure out this work-life harmony, that it doesn't have to be a balance because that's impossible, right? We can't balance things very equally when we are working from home now or when we are having to juggle all these other circumstances. We just have to address it ahead of time. And so we've been able to do that a lot with our clients and help them realize that this is hard because it's hard, not because we're doing anything wrong, not because you're failing as a mom or as a wife or a husband or a partner or an employee, but it's hard because it's hard.
Pues mi nombre es Janina Fariñas y mis antecedentes son de que soy psicóloga clínica y también la fundadora y la directora de la cocina. Yo estaba como profesora en CSU en lo que es el campo de psicología, el campo de counseling o de consejería. Y en ese campo hay pocos estudiantes latinoamericanos. Nos estaban llegando muchísimas remisas específicamente para niños latinos y ese fue el principio de la cocina.
Entonces este es parte del trabajo que estamos haciendo mucho con niños chiquititos, es apoyarles. Yo sé que hemos visto con niños que es más difícil prestar atención. Trabajando con personas que han tenido mucho trauma o están teniendo muchas experiencias de estrés, no queremos decir qué es mal contigo, es más que qué está pasando, qué es esa situación. Queremos entender un poco más porque lo que estás experimentando es una reacción normal.
My name is Paul Benson. I'm the Chief HR Officer for Woodward. Woodward is a manufacturer in the aerospace and the industrial industries, and we are a prominent employer here in the Fort Collins area. We've got about 1,300 members in the greater Fort Collins area. One of the unique things about this pandemic has been the personal nature of it. We've had a large percentage of our population that doesn't have the luxury like some of the technology industry companies do or other industries have of working from home full time. We've got a large percentage of employees whose jobs are not able to be done remotely, so they've been working nonstop through the pandemic. That was a huge impact on them, a huge impact on the company, and the challenges that arise from that have been monumental. We saw it, we felt it, we all felt it. I personally felt it. I know many people around the organization did, and it was imperative that we took a position that mental health was critical and important. We wanted to encourage members to really start thinking about mental health differently than they have before. We increased the number of free counselor visits that are provided under our EAP to 10. So any member or dependent of their members can go to 10 free therapy visits per issue. And as a company, we recognized, I think it started with acknowledging this is something most of us living have never gone through and we've never experienced. And how do we respond to that? How do our families respond to that? How do our friends, and how do our employers respond to that?
There's been times where I didn't know that I could pull it off. Or maybe I wasn't the right person, or it seemed like such a huge labor of love.
So we're working through so many other things, and yes, they came to light because of the pandemic, but they're going to be free from it forever on out.
We have people that were nervous to come into the building, people that were nervous to interact with people. And as a company, I'm proud of how we responded.
You build a rapport with somebody and you get to trust them because it's a skill. And I've realized that that's very empowering for a lot of people. And I've seen it change a lot of people's lives. I really have.
Hay creo que un narrativo muy fuerte sobre que los latinos necesitan más servicios de salud mental que otros grupos, y esto pues no es verdad. Por supuesto que nuestras comunidades están lidiando con problemas muy grandes y la persona necesita apoyo para poder atravesar ese mundo.